Into the burrows, the faithful tune in. Gary Mack's in the booth, let the musings begin. Orange and blue, through the highs and the lows, breaking down every pitch, cause that's how it goes. It's Mets Musings, where the stories ignite. A recap, a rant, and a Saturday night. Stats and passion, a voice fans trust. All for the team that's forever with us.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Mets Musings. Hope you all had a great week. The Mets certainly had a terrific road trip. Could have been better, but they come back 6-3. Played a couple of contenders, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Atlanta. Didn't fare too well against Atlanta. Dropped 2 out of 3, but did very well in the other series. So all in all, a very good road trip. Kind of ended on a sour note, dropping 2, but time to get back on the ball now, and they're coming home. So 6-3 on the road trip. They were hitting like crazy. Most of the games, I think they had like 5 games that they scored 7 runs or more. We saw some action there, running the bases, more aggressive base running overall, better defense, and different players. The bullpen looked pretty good. Starting pitching looked pretty good. But let's not be fooled. There's still work to be done. However, there is a lot of these guys that are auditioning for roles next year. They're trying to win spots or at least impress enough to where they will be invited back next year. And I'm talking about guys like a Nate Lavender, who's been called up to fulfill the bullpen duties that the Mets emptied out their bullpen, really, if you think about it. They really cleaned house in the bullpen, so they're going to need bullpen help. So Nate Lavender was one guy that they called up and that has been pitching very well. Daniel Nunez is back, struggled a little bit, but he's coming back off of Tommy John surgery. I'm sure he'll get more of a look next year, but he's back. Jeffrey Pham he's here. He struggled a little bit. He's got some great stuff, but boy, he is wild. They need to work on his control and get that underway and calm down, because he has a tendency to walk people, does Jeffrey Young. So there are some guys there. Kodai Senga is going to be an interesting deal to watch coming these last 6 to 8 weeks of the season. They brought him in the closing role with Devin Williams. We'll have a report on that a little bit later. Is on the IL. So Senga came in and pitched very well for 1 inning in a closing situation. Could he be converted to a late inning relief pitcher, either as a setup man or a potential closer, if the Mets decide to go out and get a closer in this offseason? So lots of loose pieces. The infield seems to be set. Simeon will be back. We know that. Unfortunately, Lindor will be back. Bo Bichette's going to be the big question. Is he going to opt out or not? I still think catching's a big question, but a lot of people, are penciling in Alvarez. Personally, I wouldn't mind it if they traded Alvarez in the offseason and try to get a catcher, maybe a better catcher. Uh, he's too predictable. He's not that good a receiver. And as far as the offense, very streaky, but easy to get out, and doesn't seem to have the clutch hit in him. Um, that doesn't mean that he won't get a clutch hit now and then. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut. So it's just little things that he doesn't do that I think they're wrong about teaching. Partially not his fault. Being on his knees all the time, receiving the ball, I don't like that. It limits your mobility. He doesn't use a glove very well. Tries to backhand a lot of stuff that he shouldn't. All my pet peeves. But people haven't penciled in a catcher with Torrens as the backup. I would flip that. Question next year is going to be first base. It could be third base. The outfield's very set, I think, between Ewing and Soto and, of course, Bange. The big question mark is going to be Luis Robert Jr. Now, the Mets are going to play him a lot now. With Soto being out, it affords them the luxury of having Ewing play left field or Bange play left field. Keeping Bange in right, let Ewing play left field, and let Robert play center field and see if he can still hit. Guy's got a lot of talent. He just can't seem to put it together. And that's part of his problem. And he can't stay healthy. That's the other part. So we have to see what they'll do because he has a $20 million option or a $2 million buyout. Personally, I would take the $2 million buyout. You've got Ewing, Facenta, Soto will be back next year for sure. He can play left field. You pick up maybe you bring Tyrone Taylor back to fill in that fourth outfield slot in that role. He was very good at that. And but we'll see. But David Stern still has his work to do on this. Starting pitching. Do you go after Scooble? Do you go try to get Clay Holmes back? Both free agents. My guess is Scooble would probably more than likely stay in California. The Dodgers are going to offer him the moon. The Mets can offer him the moon and Venus, but will he take it, or would he rather stay in a organization he knows that it's going to be, probably in the postseason? Um, I think the Mets can make the postseason with a few tweaks and here and there. But Scooble is a guy, Holmes, they're pretty well set with the rest. McLean, of course, and Scott, and now Zach Thornton. And don't forget, Sean Manaea has pitched very well. Maybe he's finally got completely healthy and is pitching like the Sean Manaea of old. So it'll be interesting to see what they're going to do in the offseason. And as I said, David Stern has his work cut out for him. Can never have enough pitching, and we've learned that in the past here. So we'll see what David has up his sleeve. All right, let's take a look at the injuries. Devin Williams, as we said, is out with a right shoulder strain, 15-day IL, retroactive to August 8th. Don't expect him to come back when that time is up. He will probably come back sometime in September. You know what? If it's not healing that quickly, why push it? Um, keep him out till next year. Why bother pushing something and having a chance of hurting it more? Juan Soto, another guy, left calf strain. He's been out since July 25th. Uh, left calf discomfort. An MRI showed the strain. He began very light baseball activities on August 7th, but I don't think he's doing much of anything. Again, why try to rush him back? He's expected back due in September as well. Why bother? Maybe let him go. Not let him go, but let him take the rest of the season off, get healthy for next year, and they're not going to go anywhere at this point. And it gives them a chance to look at some of these other players. So, but of course, he'll want to come back as they all want to. So we'll see what Juan Soto. Mark Vientos, fractured right hand, July the 10th. He's due back late August, early September. We don't know where he's going to get much playing time other than at first base, perhaps. Jarrett Young doing a nice job down there, and he's hitting key hits. Don't know if you want to disrupt that, but we shall see. Austin Warren had a right forearm strain. He is on a rehab assignment, and we'll see if he comes back to the bullpen. Ciano Perez, another guy, a left forearm strain. He will expected to return sometime in September. You may want to see him again, just as he's fighting for a roster spot for next year. Justin Hagenman fractured his rib in March, still not throwing as of June, so I don't know what the prognosis with him is going to be. Tyler McGill coming back from Tommy Judd surgery. He's out for the rest of the year. And, of course, Reed Garrett's out, but they'll both be back. So both are under team control at least next year. Reed Garrett's under team control through 2029. So we know they'll be back. So going to be an interesting winter to see what the Mets do. It's going to be an interesting spring next year. It's going to be an interesting winter again because of the CBA. What's going to happen there? We going to have a lockout? Are we going to have even baseball in 2027? I think we will. I think cooler heads will prevail. They really have to use their heads. You don't want to kill the goose that laid the golden egg. It's that simple. So we'll see where the CBA goes, and we'll probably talk about more of that in the future. But for right now, let's take a quick break and come back and go down on the farm right after this.
Hi, this is Leonard Hollywood Aberman, and I'm here with my dear friend and co-host on the Baseball and Barbecue podcast,
Jeff the Oak Coot Cohen. And you're listening to Mets Musings with
Gary Mack.
For baseball histories, stories, and great interviews with authors and players, listen to Baseball and BBQ. For barbecue, we have great pitmasters, recipes, interviews.
Just great things. Listen, there's baseball podcasts, there's barbecue podcasts, but there's not a podcast that has both. We do. You're going to love it. Baseball and barbecue, great guests, decent hosts, but you're going to love it. So
yes,
tune in.
We have a lot of fun, and it's available on all your podcast apps.
We're back, and now it's time to go down on the farm. And on the farm, we see the hottest Mets prospects in August are actually the new acquisitions for the most part. Mitch Voigt is in there, but Jefferson Rojas, who the Mets got from the Cubs organization, he's hitting 304 with a 9.69 .969 OPS in his early Binghamton stint, including a 3-for-5 game with his first Mets organizational homer on August 11th. He also went 3-for-4 on August 8th, so he has been red hot. Jefferson Rojas, he came over in the Clay Holmes deal. Mitch Voigt, who of course the Mets drafted, he's also at Binghamton. He's been hitting all year. Promoted from Brooklyn on July 27th. He won his second consecutive Eastern League Player of the Week award, covering August 3rd to the 9th. He's just been terrific since he went to Double-A. So congratulations to Mitch Voigt. Hopefully he'll do that next year in Triple-A, and we could see him up with the big club. Billy Amick, who came over, Binghamton. He is playing with Binghamton. The deadline acquisition since then, he has been hitting home runs. He hit 4 homers during the August 3rd to 9th week, and then homered again August 9th, bringing his season total between the organizations, the two organizations, to 28th. The Mets minor league describes him as being an extremely hot stretch. So Billy Amick, third baseman, first baseman for Binghamton, has been red hot since coming over. Another guy that was traded over here from St. Louis, going to St. Lucie, I should say, is Elian Pena. He has turned it on. He's 18 years old. Another guy showing great potential, has been red hot, has been Elian Pena with St. Lucie, 18-year-old, is really turned it on. He went 3-for-5 just the other night with 2 homers. He's got 7 of those for the season, and he has been having a terrific August so far. So Elian Pena, another guy to watch. Aiden Smith, one of the new prospects acquired at the deadline. He had 4 homers. He's an outfielder during the August 3rd to 9th week. So he had struggled earlier in the season with the Tampa Bay organization, but now he's over here and he's raking the ball and hitting for power. So good for Aiden Smith. Nick LaRusso with Syracuse. He's not as highly ranked as some of the other people that we just spoke about, but he has had one of the best seasons in the organization. And he started the year with Binghamton. It was so hot in June. They promoted him to AAA and has been playing well. So 3 cheers to Nick LaRusso for doing a fine job. And some other guys that are doing a hot job that are not the best prospect, but are doing good is Sammy Stafora at Binghamton. Mets recently acquired him from Pittsburgh. He had a productive stretch the last week. And another offensive player to go alongside Mr. Rojas and Mr. Voigt. So, Binghamton is looking up, and the Mets farm system all of a sudden has got some good players again. And some disappointing players so far in August has been Ryan Clifford. He had a hot streak there, played very well, but has cooled off considerably and is not playing well the last couple of weeks. Nick Morabito, another guy that has cooled off a lot in the month of August, but he's the type of guy that could be more of a steady type of guy, an even keel guy, hot and cold, and he makes good contact, and his speed helps him a lot. So that's going to carry him along, Nick Morabito. But we're going to throw him into the cool category because he struggled a little bit. So as far as the pitchers go, they've all kind of struggled this year. Jonah Tong's been up and down. But he had a good outing. His last outing was very good. So there's some bright spots there. And the Mets are going to have to watch him because they're going to, we'll have to see if they'll call him up in September. We'd like to see him back up here. A lot of people in baseball, a lot of the scouts and organizations, and a lot of people in the Mets organization feel that he'll learn more if he's in the majors. In what capacity that's going to start out is, I don't know. Could it start out in the bullpen, eventually graduate to a starting role? St. Louis for years did that. They would bring up a lot of young pitchers, start them in the bullpen, and then their second, third year, they'd move them into a starting role, stretch them out, and move them into a starting role, and it paid off to some extent. A lot of teams do, and other teams do it as well. Is that something that they want to do with Jonah Tong, or would they prefer to leave him in AAA? As I say, a lot of people feel that it would be more beneficial for him to be up here, but that's a situation they will have to they'll have to see. But some of these guys are really showing. They came over here and they're really showing the Mets some stuff. Rojas, like I said, and Mick, and even a guy like Stafora and Aiden Smith, coming over from a different organization and showing that they can play. So that's good for the Mets and the future of the Mets. And let's keep our fingers crossed that they can keep up the fine work. Let's look at the standings in the minor leagues. Second half. These are second half standings. They're not great. I'm not going to lie. Syracuse is 19-21. They are 6.5 games out of first place. They are in 8th place in their division. Binghamton is 19-22. They are in 5th place. I'm sorry, they are in 4th place, 5 games back of their division. Brooklyn is 22-21, 3.5 games out, 5 in the 5th place. St. Lucie is 16-27. They are in last place. They are 11.5 games out of their division lead. So that is your minor league report for this week. Like I said, it'll be interesting to watch the minors going down the stretch. Who gets called up? They cannot call up as many as they used to, which is kind of a shame because it was fun to see guys come up. But yeah, baseball has to limit everything and take the fun out of it. So, but we'll see who gets the call up and how much playing time they get, and which whatever's left here now, how much playing time they're going to get to see if they're still viable. As I said, Kodai Senga in a closing role. Luis Robert Jr. is going to be one to watch. Vientos when he comes back. Some of the bullpen guys, Austin Warren and Perez, when they come back. Uh, it'll be interesting to see. And the Mets just signed Chris Davinsky again to a minor league contract. So there you go. Somebody for the bullpen that has experience as well. So going to be an interesting off season and overall winter. So that's going to wrap it up for this week's show. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the subscribe button and leave a comment if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're looking for just the audio version, we are on every podcast app. So check your favorite podcast app. You'll probably find us there. So that's it for this week. The Mets do come home. And let's see, they've got 3 with Washington and 3 with San Diego. So be an interesting 6-game homestand. So until next time, remember to keep the faith, stay optimistic, and let's go Mets. And I'm Gary Mack, and I'll see you next time on another edition of Mets Musings.